Welcome to the back office hallway of Coram Deo Church. Isn't it a great setting for a weekly update video? Awesome, right? It's the real life of real ministry in the bowels of our church building. Hey, happy weekly update. Here we are, turning the corner into the month of May. A few things that I want to put on your radar, both by way of vision and by way of update. All right, first, vision. As you know, we concluded the Gospel of John, and I really wanted us to all hear that invitation that Jesus makes to Peter. As for you, you follow me. And so I hope that this week you're pondering and thinking about, what does it mean for you to follow Christ? What's his call to you? What's his invitation to you? What is this going to mean for your life and your story and your spiritual formation? I think all of us need to hear Jesus' invitation personally to each of us to follow him. And so that's really the thing I want to be front and center for you as we finish our series in the Gospel of John. By way of update, three things that I want to point out to you that kind of help move us in that direction. Number one, tonight, Monday night, gospel community training. We want to talk about, hey, how do we create a missional environment in our gospel communities where non-Christians are welcomed in, where we're meaningfully connected to people in our lives who don't know Jesus, and where the kind of culture we're creating, rather than being a closed group that feels awkward to an outsider, has a sense of openness and hospitality to it. So I want you in the room for that. If you can at all be there, it's 1 hour, 7 to 8 p.m. tonight at the church building. On Thursday night, a big women's gathering is happening, and so I hope you will take advantage of that. You'll see more information with the weekly email that comes with this video. A great opportunity a couple times a year just to gather together the women of Coram Deo Church for vision, for equipping, and for connection. And then finally, the new sermon series that we're launching into in the month of May, Gospel of John B-Sides, right? We're going to go back through the Gospel of John, not in a real systematic way, but just tapping on 5 themes that John has for us to think about. Here's the first one. What does it mean that God is our Father? This is one of the things that John puts on the lips of Jesus repeatedly. Jesus talking about the Father sending the Son. Jesus talking about his disciples having love for the Father and the Father loving them. What does it mean that God is our Father? That's what we're going to tackle next Sunday. And for the next 5 weeks, some thematic sermons like that, where we just say, hey, what does John have to say to us about this? Really what we're doing in this sermon is a very specific part of biblical theology. One of the things we can do as we study Scripture is to say, how do various writers or authors teach us to think? So there's a way Paul sort of writes and thinks. There's a way John writes and thinks. There's a way Peter writes and thinks. Luke, the writer of Luke and Acts, has a certain sort of vision of things. And so sometimes it's really helpful to think about, how do these various authors teach us to see and think about God and his gospel? And so that's kind of what we're doing as we head into the B-sides of the Gospel of John. And I'm excited to kick that series off next Sunday. I will see you then. Have a great week. And may you follow Jesus this week. See you next Sunday.